GCN Sports, your home for Madden 21. This is where all the games between Gibran and Cincere will be covered, so subscribe to stay informed. A lot of questions will be answered. Like, can you slang the rock like a yard? Is that chop game vicious, like Zeke? Will you be honest, like Tom? Or will your bitch ass just stand there and get bodied for a touchdown? We're about to see who's real and who's not. Shit, you could even win the game in fourth quarter and end up in a hot tub with your soulmate. Are you ready? For Gibran versus Cincere? Here, only on GCN Sports.
Welcome to GCN Sports. I'm the new and improved Rich Langer, and this is my co-host, Dean Goldberry.
Oh man, it feels great to be back. We got a new GCN set, some new voices, and a new Madden to start all the beef up again. I saw those bitch-ass Chicago Bears, and Reek Bundy tried to pull their bullshit again. But this year, Madden ain't having it.
That's true, but I think we really gonna see who got the crown now. His name might rhyme with Baker Mayfield.
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay. Madden preseason has just begun, and yes, we're traveling the globe. All the way to the beautiful city of London. Across the pond at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, the Denver Broncos square off against the Cleveland Browns.
These Madden fans are so hyped up. Shit's crazy. These fake cardboard cutout fans we laughed at for years are the ones we see on TV for real now. This should be interesting since both teams are really the away team in London.
Both teams look ready for this epic contest.
Here's what the Browns coach had to say about this game and the team's approach for it.
You know, I'm looking for any edge we can get on game day. And certainly analytics, I know, is another buzzword out there, but we're looking to make informed decisions. So as a play caller, or whether it may be in player evaluation, information is power. So we like to have a lot of information that informs our decisions.
We go to the first quarter where the Broncos hand off to Lindsey for a short gain. This next clip shows Broncos on a 4th and 5 at the 47. Locke takes the snap, drops back, and throws to Jerry Jeudy, who runs in for the easy touchdown.
Look at Jeudy stomping on the competition. Giddy up, get lost. Whack Brown's defense gave up a score that quickly. Gibran should be ashamed of himself.
Browns get the ball. Trailing early, Mayfield decides to throw, and it's picked off by Alexander Johnson. 11-yard interception return for Johnson.
That's your man's an M. Rich, you just told us how he's wearing the crown. Looks more like he'll be wearing a bag over his head after a few more picks like that.
Nope, I never said anything like that. In case I did, scratch whatever I might have said earlier. After a 3-and-out, Browns got lucky. They get the ball back without having to pay for their picks. 1st and 10 on their own 20. Mayfield drops back and throws over the middle to Austin Hooper.
With a quick slant route over the middle, Hooper is able to bring it in. You know, this game makes it hard as hell to stop those slants. They should call this game slant route runner 21. That'd be way more accurate.
2nd and 10 on the 38 after Browns had a pass deflected on 1st down. Another interceptions from Baker Mayfield.
If you're like Rich, then get the crown for Baker. He's the GOAT, right?
Go to hell, Dean. Kareem Jackson with the interception return of 14 yards. Broncos have possession. After a 2-yard run by Lindsey, Broncos have the ball. 2nd and 8 on the Browns 40. Locke snaps the ball, play action. Rolls out right and fires a beautiful pass to Courtland Sutton for a 27-yard gain.
Great play call from Cincere. It was such a good fake that I bit my tongue and I'm not even playing. Then Locke fires to my man Toe Tap Sutton. That's what we called him back in the day. We took dance together as kids. Well, 11th graders. But that's still a kid, so fuck off.
Wow, we're learning a lot today. Broncos make their way down to the 8-yard line and hand it to Lindsey, who scores a touchdown.
Lindsey had all day to run. Watch how the Broncos offensive line made key blocks. It allows Lindsey to score. 13-0 Broncos cause. I forgot they missed an extra point before.
Browns ball. 1st and 10 on the 35, and yup, you guessed it. Another Baker Mayfield pick.
Coach needs to make a change immediately. 3 Browns possessions and 3 Baker picks.
I'm officially off the hype train. This start is the stuff nightmares are made of. Awful first half so far. Broncos with the ball again, and Locke fakes with play action. drops back and fires.
Unbelievable. Locke gives it right back to the Browns. Carl Joseph with the pick intended for Sutton. Browns get the ball right back.
Browns have been very fortunate that they haven't had to pay for their turnover. Broncos are keeping idiots in the game. Cincere has no one to blame but himself if this goes south. Second quarter, after the 2-minute warning, Browns have the ball. It's 3rd and 12 on their 24. Baker takes the snap, drops back, waits and fires over the middle to Odell for a 14-yard gain.
Nice catch from Odell. I thought his fragile body would drop the rock immediately on contact.
Browns with 2nd and 2 on their 47 after Chubb runs for an 8-yard gain. Mayfield takes the snap, rolls out right and throws another laser to Odell.
Unbelievable. Not sure how he held on to that ball too. Once again, kudos to Odell for not being a bitch.
Browns drive all the way to the 24-yard line. 15 seconds in the half, Baker drops back, and wow.
Another damn interception for Baker. How many's that rich? Mayfield threw into 5 Broncos and Justin Timmons comes up with the ball. Pass intended for Austin Hooper's trash ass. It ended in a pick. If we look at it, you see that Hooper has the pass dislodged by Davis and the Bobby ends up in Timmons' hands. That was a lot of words to say another Baker pick.
Browns will go into the half scoreless. There was almost nothing positive except for that last drive. That ended in a pick. We'll find out if they can make some adjustments in the second half after a word from our sponsor. You're watching Madden 21, Cincere 81 versus the Gibran Theory, Broncos versus Browns. Here only on GCN Sports.
Does your quarterback suck ass? Is he constantly throwing pick after pick? Then get his ass out of there and call 1-800-QUARTERBACK. We'll ship you a guy who should have been drafted high but wasn't due to personal conduct reasons. Who cares, right? As long as he can help win this game, then I don't give a shit what happens after that. The number again is 1-800-QUARTERBACK.
We are not responsible since your quarterback may wall out. Quarterback may show up drunk to games. Quarterback may get arrested and not make it to games. Quarterback may do a Facebook post alerting rival teams about all the shit you've been talking. Quarterback may squander all their money and rob a store. Quarterback may not have the skills, and that was the real reason they were not drafted. Quarterback may put your team in a bigger hole than your original quarterback. You might suck and just need to return the game and say you made a mistake.
We pick up in the second half and it's Browns ball. 2nd and 10 on the 25 after a kickoff and an incomplete pass to Landry. Baker takes the snap, drops back. And you guessed it. Interception.
Not a Baker fan like you, Rich, but come on, this is unfair. This looks like both the wide receiver and the corner had their hands on the ball at the same time. I thought the rule said a tie goes to the receiver. Madden needs to get their shit straight.
And there might be more controversy later on. We'll deal with that later. Broncos have the ball from the interception but do nothing with it. 3 and out and we're back to the Browns who get in a 3rd and 5 situation on their own 42. Baker takes the snap and fires to Odell over the middle for a 12-yard gain.
Odell seems to be the only shining light on that offensive attack. I'd say keep throwing him the ball, but we see how that works out. 5 picks and 3 receptions. Get it together for God's sakes, Gibran.
Baker takes the snap, rolls out right, and launches a pass to the back corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Browns.
It's actually Taylon Taylor who was shine stealing. He said, "Bump Odell, it's my time. Put me in, coach." 13-7. Broncos still with the lead after that score by the Browns.
Browns kick off and Broncos now on their 27 after a 2-yard run by Lindsey. 2nd and 8. Locke with the ball. Steps to his left and throws to Sutton, who gets banged up for his efforts.
Hell of a catch by Sutton and an even better throw by Locke. This dude Locke is real in the battlefield. If I were you, Cincere, I'd take Locke in the draft.
We move ahead to 4th quarter where the Broncos are on the Cleveland 25. It's 3rd and 3. Locke gets the ball and throws to his right. Interception by Locke.
I don't know what Locke was thinking there. What a terrible decision so close to the red zone. What a missed opportunity.
Terrible decision there. Browns with possession now and it's 2nd and 10 after Nick Chubb got stopped for no gain. Mayfield takes the snap, drops back, and throws a quick pass to Hooper.
Mayfield's starting to build the connection with his tight end. They are trying to do 99 plus 98 equals 100 kinda math that Tom and Gronk did. We still got a ways to go before anything like that from these bums.
17 yards on the play. Browns 1st and 10. On the 18, Baker takes the snap, fires to Hooper. Touchdown.
Baker was heating up, and now he's on fire. 13-14. Browns take the lead with the extra point.
After the kickoff, it's Broncos 1st and 10. Locke takes the snap and finds Sutton on the left side.
Straight sidelining's what we call that, Rich. Straight sidelining.
He even had extra to serve his boys. You got it, Cincere. Sutton is a problem. Broncos go for 2 and it's you-know-who.
Sutton, Sutton, Sutton. I keep hearing that damn name. Look at the way he just breaks on that slant. By the time the corner sees him, it's way too late.
Browns 1st and 10 on the 25. Mayfield takes the snap, steps back and throws a quick slant to Odell.
Baker's having success in this second half. Where was all this shit in the first 12 minutes of the game?
16-yard gain on the play. Browns continue to march down the field and it's 1st and 10 on the Broncos 48. Baker with the ball. Steps back, avoids pressure, rolls out right. Fires the ball to Jarvis Landry. 28-yard gain.
Rich, I was asking the producers behind the scenes if Jarvis Landry was even playing today. I think this is the first time he's even being mentioned. Look at how Landry is waiting by the sideline, then improvises a slant to the middle. Great football IQ from the vet.
We fast forward to a minute 36. Browns are in 3rd and 6 on the 17. Baker has the ball and finds Odell Beckham Jr. again.
Just like Sutton, Broncos need to find a way to contain Odell if they want to win this game.
At the goal line, and it's a 3-yard rush from the fullback Janovich or Janovich. I have no idea how to pronounce that name.
I feel like Janovich is the right way to say it. Great run from the big man barreling through for a touchdown to tie it all up at 21. With only seconds remaining on the clock, the Broncos can't do much, so we take it to overtime.
It's overtime, and we move to the 4:41 mark. Browns 1st and 10 on the Denver 29. Baker takes the snap and fires to Old Faithful Odell. Browns move the ball a little more but have to settle for a field goal.
Rich, the rule book is about to come into question. You know what I'm talking about. Browns have the lead 24-21.
30-yard attempt is good. Browns kick off and Denver has possession. Locke has the ball and throws a quick pass to the rookie Jerry Jeudy for a 14-yard gain.
This kid is real. Rich, if I was in the Red Zone Dynasty, I would draft him immediately.
We speed up to 2nd and 10 on the Cleveland 40. Locke takes the snap and is sacked for a 10-yard loss. No timeouts and only seconds left. That should do it for the first overtime.
Wait a fucking minute. Rich, the Browns are up 24-21 in overtime. How is this shit possible that the game is not over? Am I in the Twilight Zone? If a team is leading in overtime and that overtime ends, then isn't the fucking game over? Is it just me?
Dean, I just call the games. I don't write the rules. Can someone from the back get the rules for us, please? So Dean and Gibran can stop their bitching already.
I have it right here, guys.
Read it.
Please do.
In the regular season overtime, both teams will possess the ball unless a team earns a touchdown or safety on the first possession. A field goal cannot end the game on the first possession of overtime. After a possession by both teams, the next scorer wins the game.
Happy now.
That sounds like a load of bullshit. Whatever. So if someone is up 24-21 and the other team doesn't score on their possessions, we still have to finish the second overtime. That sounds so fucking stupid.
Well, it's the rule. Get over it. In the second overtime, Broncos find themselves in a 4th and 20 after 2 incomplete passes. Locke drops back and passes to Sutton for a 24-yard gain.
The talented Mr. Sutton. He keeps coming up in big spots. That 4th down conversion was huge.
It was Locke through to a space where only Sutton would get it. Very next play, 1st and 10 on the Cleveland 22 and Locke is sacked for a 6-yard loss.
I think that's 5 sacks for him today. You gotta feed the beast. Unfortunately for Denver, he only eats locks.
Locke. He told coach, just keep feeding me one lock. The QB flavor. 2nd and 16 on the 27. Locke takes the snap and throws right over the middle to Jerry Jeudy for a 22-yard gain.
Jeudy saw that hole in the defense and ran right through it. Great play from the rook.
Broncos end up settling for a field goal and it's 24-all.
I honestly thought Cincere would miss this kick. He's been having some woes. He's got woes.
Like the late gangster Nate Dogg. Speaking of woes, these possessions by the Browns were filled with woeful attempts at creating a spark. We fast forward to Denver with the ball. 3rd and 7 on their own 23. Locke takes the snap this time and hits Jeudy for a 28-yard gain. Still tied at 24, and after a lot more of nothing from both sides, we take this to our 3rd overtime.
I can't believe this game is still going. I'm not sure if this is great offense or horrendous defense. Either way, I'm still happy like a pig in shit.
Browns find themselves in a 4th and 1 to start out the third OT. Baker gets it and passes to David Njoku for an 11-yard gain. I think that ball deflected off a defender into the receiver's hands. A few plays later, we see Nick Chubb get the ball and stopped after 1 yard by Broncos linebacker Bradley Chubb.
Hey yo, where I'm from, 2 Chubbs should never touch. This new generation sure is strange.
Browns attempt a 44-yard field goal and missed. Broncos possession now on the 34. Locke gets the ball and is sacked for a 10-yard loss.
Matt Wilson getting in there on the blitz. Myles Garrett probably got full and told coach, let someone else eat. There's plenty Locke to go around.
2nd and 20 on their own 24. Denver has the ball. Locke throws and is intercepted on a pass intended for Sutton.
Browns really made some great adjustments to shut down Sutton. That's why we started seeing more from Judy. After all that noise earlier, Sutton was locked up and locked down.
Locke also threw off his back foot, as you see here. He might have got rattled after being sacked so much.
You'd be scared too if you put a restraining order on someone and they just come to harass you more and more.
We take you to 1st and goal. Browns look like they have this game in the bag when the unthinkable happens.
Baker bitches Mayfield coughs it up at the goal line. Madden is really pulling out all stops to cheat Gibran. A goal line fumble after a pick. These suspect new overtime rules. I hate to say it, the fix is in.
Bradley Chubb with a recovery. Broncos ball on the 20 in its 2nd and 10 after an incomplete pass. Locke sacked again by Myles Garrett.
How many sacks does one man need? Locke has to have CTE after all the hits he took today.
3rd and 20 on their own 10. Locke takes the snap, drops back, and throws into a sea of Brown for an interception. Once again, he was probably thinking, where is Garrett?
Wouldn't you? Rich, this Browns D has been back there harassing Locke all second half, and during these overtimes, Locke's gonna be blamed, but this O-line needs to face a firing squad too.
We see Locke running to make a stop. He sure wishes he had that one back. Tough break for the Broncos. Final play of the game is a Nick Chubb run for 6 yards and the Browns win.
What a hell of a game. It was a tale of 2 halves. Browns can't get anything going, and by the second half, we see the Broncos O-line letting Locke get chased and bullet into interceptions that carried into the 3 overtimes, and the Browns come out on top. Final score: Broncos 24, Browns 30. Drew Locke is looking like, you gonna get yours B. You gonna get yours B. What a bitch. The people in London witnessed an instant classic.
Don't go anywhere. Broncos-Browns postgame coverage coming up right here, only on GCN.
Are you a whiler? Is someone you know a whiler? Do they constantly go for it on 4th down? Do they justify their actions by saying 4th down is for suckers? If the answer to any of these questions is yes, then you need to call 1-800-WHILERS Anonymous. That number again is 1-800-WHILERS Anonymous. Call now and stop the damn whiling already.
Welcome to GCN Sports Postgame Report. Here's Rich Langer and Dean Gulberry.
Welcome back, everyone. If you're just tuning in, you missed an epic game between the Denver Broncos and the Cleveland Browns.
That was an epic triple overtime battle. The Browns eventually won 30-24 after a hard-fought contest between these two teams. Do you have the post-game stats for us, Rich?
I do. The score was 24-30. Total passing yards were 219 for the Broncos, and the Browns slightly edged them out in that category with 236 passing yards.
Like I said during the highlights, the Browns took a while to get started, but once they did, Odell and Baker were really in tune out there.
The highlights didn't show much rushing from either team. Both backs Lindsey and Chubb were average chop from the store. Maybe even a little brown like it's about to expire.
That's way too close to rotten chop. I like my backs to have a vicious chop game. Neither of these backs could really pull that off, but their gains were respectable.
Nothing wrong with a little average chop. Broncos and Browns were averaging just about the same amount of yards per play. 6.3 for Denver to the Browns 6.4.
Look at the turnovers, Rich. Denver had 6 takeaways to Browns 4 takeaways. The important thing to remember is that it's not always about how many takeaways, but rather, when you took the ball away.
A quarterback comparison shows that Locke was 10 for 31 with a QB rating of 45.8. Mayfield was 16 for 29 with 238 yards and a rating of 65.6. All those sacks were killing Locke to where he didn't feel comfortable behind center anymore.
I could see it during the game. Locke started throwing into coverage and throwing off his back foot. These are telltale signs that your QB is getting bullied.
It looks like Denver is starting their press conference soon. We'll take you there as soon as it happens. Nick Chubb had 33 attempts and 176 yards. Lindsey ran for 81 yards on 18 attempts. I think Drew Lock is at the podium. Let's go there now.
John Walters, KRLD The Fan 105.3. How would you describe the feeling of being a loser in another country?
Say that again.
How would you, Drew Lock, describe the feeling of being a fucking loser in another country?
It's disappointing, but I would be disappointed anywhere in the country if I played like this. And when you come out with a loss, you're never going to be excited, disappointed. It'll always be your reaction. So that just it is what it is. After a loss like that, you'd be disappointed.
Hi, Drew. Ramona from Daily Planet. Did you find it damn near impossible to adjust when they took Courtland Sutton's career away completely with that smothering, suffocating defense?
I talk about it. Teams are going to double Courtland, and it's going to come down to us making plays everywhere else on the field. To where they did that, and we just took our opportunities when they didn't to Courtland to try to get him the ball.
Who's taking the blame for the loss? Is it you or Cincere's play calling?
I think there's answers to every play for both of those situations. I wouldn't say it's necessarily one or the other. After we go back and watch it, we can really decide on what it is. But, as a quarterback, I'd like to answer it's what we didn't do on offense. It's, that we shouldn't be putting answers out there that, that they stopped us and that we couldn't do anything on offense. We could have done things, could have played better, could have focused a little harder, done the little things right. We could have made plays.
Cheerio, good sir. My name is Jeeves, and yes, before you ask, I am with the Buckingham Palace Times. A paper made solely for, and only delivered to, the Queen of England. I'm inquiring about how one would inform the Queen of your unfortunate choices in red zone passing, the one that ended up an interception. It looked like a commoner who's never felt the touch of a pig's skin in his poor filthy little hands before, due to being so poor. Would you agree? Do you throw like a filthy commoner, or is what I said bloody bollocks?
Bottom line is we got to execute better in the red zone. That pick is definitely on me. I talked about last week, trying to force plays to happen. I definitely tried to force something to happen there, and it bit me in the butt. That's the second time that's happened. To where we just got to be better down there. They got us down there.
Very well then, I guess I shall bugger off, maybe find a spot of tea, and perhaps watch Manchester United on the telly.
And now we take you to Baker Mayfield's press conference.
Hey Baker, Anthony Wright. Two-time Super Bowl winner Anthony Wright. How do you feel about the way you played today? Putting up a lot of bullshit for these London fans and still managing to get the win. What do you say to that?
A win's a win. I'll take it. It definitely wasn't our best game by any means. Starting with myself, but coming out with a win on the road, it's hard, and we did that.
Did their defensive schemes have you confused out there? You did throw a lot of picks. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they did a good job of mixing their stuff up, honestly. They started making plays, just giving us different looks, especially on the interception. Even though it was just a bad throw, that was the first look at two-man they showed to us, and they did it at a good time. They did a good job of mixing their stuff up.
Nice win today. What made you force the ball to Hooper in the end zone? It looked like you were trying to throw a football through the forest he was so covered. Are you an idiot? Or just a whiler? We need to know. Forgive my tone. Some friends of mine may have lost their life savings because you couldn't cover the spread. So idiot or whiler, which is it?
Yeah. A little bit of both. Also, make sure we get that last first down. The easy thing to say is, you can kick a field goal and make them score a touchdown. But if we get that first down, nobody's going to say a thing. So we're aggressive. That's how we play. We play the best when we're aggressive, and it just so happens we didn't execute on that play.
How does the organization react to the critics of NFL London? They say that the league just sends the shittiest teams over here and keeps the really good games in the United States. They say that teams like the Browns will just come here and lose. They can just piss off and do that at home and we can save our pounds. Any rebuttal?
None of that matters. So being able to win on the road is something that, we got to start taking pride in. Going into somebody else's house, our backs against the wall, it's just us, and coming out with the win, finding a way to win.
Not sure if you heard, but Cincere is pissed off and challenged you to a game of Madden on All Rookie as soon as you get back to Cleveland. How do you respond to that?
We'll see. I think we get back at about 4 in the morning, so I might be sleeping, I don't know.
Well, he just tweeted that he's at the team select screen and he's not moving until you sign on and play him. He's got a shit bucket and plenty of MREs to sustain him for however long he has to wait. He just tweeted a picture of himself with the caption, and I quote, "I'm sitting on this bucket with a controller in my hand and I'm ready for the long haul."
You guys had some adversity, but what can you tell us was the biggest takeaway from this game?
Yeah, no, a couple turnovers, one in the end zone, huge. Those are crucial things that, big time stops, saving points, stuff like that. And then the biggest thing to me is that last drive.
How much more confidence will you have in Jarvis Landry after he made that amazing catch in the back of the end zone?
He's got a lot of confidence right now, and I have a lot of confidence in him. He's making plays, as you guys have seen over the past couple of weeks, and that's one of those things that not a lot of people can make that catch. A guy all over him, high ball, go up and make a catch, a competitive catch at that, and make a huge play.
Did you see that Myles Garrett had a restraining order placed on him for real by Drew Lock because he was harassing him so much in the backfield? I think he sacked Lock like 5 times.
I saw it on the scoreboard, but yeah, that's obviously a huge honor for him. It's a lot of sacks.
How difficult was it to come out here and not play good at all, but still manage to pull out a win in double OT?
Yeah, finding a way to win is hard enough, but doing it on the road's even more important. And so our guys scrapped till the clock hit 0, so that's the important thing. We found a way to win. Doesn't matter how it happened. It obviously wasn't very pretty, and that's why we get to watch film and learn from it. That's the best thing about it. We won, and we get to learn from it. So that's the positive.
What do you say to people that have criticized Gibran for quitting all those fucking games that he started losing early? How would you answer to those who say he's the worst goddamn quitter on Madden? I'm pissed cause he quit against me one time after losing the fucking coin toss.
Yeah, gotta hit the reset button. Stuff happens. The game's never going to be perfect, but the most important play is always the next one. And so just realizing that, hitting the reset button and pushing forward. We got to make plays when it counts, and you got to have a fresh mindset when that happens.
Do you think Gibran's while-out mentality put you in the tough situation of having to battle it out in double overtime? Instead of just playing smart and keeping his foot on that neck.
Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I definitely enjoyed it, though. It's something mentality-wise going on the road. Having his mentality is pretty important.
And now we join Broncos head coach Vic Fangio's press conference already in progress.
Have you heard anything yet about the overtime rules?
I haven't heard anything about it yet.
Anyone on staff tell you if Madden is fucked up and can't be trusted?
No, I haven't heard anything yet.
Coach, what do you think was the problem with your Broncos today?
Just everything. We couldn't move it well enough to get in field goal range or to get in scoring range into the red zone, and it was a problem. After we scored early in the third quarter, it didn't feel like we did much of anything after that.
Are you whining like Gibran does and blaming it on Weilen out when you just suck ass?
We just didn't do the things you need to do to win these types of games. You know, we had a chance to get a first down and close the game out. We don't do it. We have a chance to sack the quarterback, albeit he's very good at avoiding. We didn't do it. You know, we got to do the things you got to do to win these games, and we haven't done them.
Thanks, coach. The team sucks. Got it.
How bad do you think those interceptions that Locke threw early in the game hurt the team?
Yeah, those hurt you. They usually come back to bite you, especially for us. We don't score many points anyway. And for us to not come away with 7 when we have a chance to on both of those drives, it ends up being a major factor in the game.
During the game, there was a lot of pass interference from the Browns' defense. Do you think Madden will ever get pass interference calls correct?
I don't know. You know, the PI thing has become a who knows. You know, who knows what's going to happen.
At the end of the half, your defense had a great pick on a pass to Hooper. What can you say about that play? Was it designed to trap Hooper since he had been having success?
At times, we played very, very well. At the end of the half, we're in a coverage that is designed to not let anybody get out of bounds.
What about the offensive line protection schemes for Drew Lock? He spent a lot of time on his back, like a drunk college chick at a party.
So obviously we're not coaching it right, and we're not learning it right. And that was to me, that was the worst thing we did all day.
Let's go now to Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski's
I'd like to
press
first
conference.
congratulate position coaches, the coordinators, to the players themselves. I really think these guys, they attacked this thing, and that was great to see.
Great win, coach. How will you keep your team prepared for possible overtime scenarios in the future? You guys looked like you weren't ready for those extra quarters.
I think we're going to continue to add drills, add situations to practice. I will say that our practices that we have planned for the stadium will kind of be placeholders for where games maybe were in the past, so we'll do even more scrimmage-like work. We're still practicing. You'll still see an individual period, but you'll see a lot of situational work when we get to those practices.
What do you credit most for the success behind this Browns team?
First and foremost, success starts with people. And I know we'll talk a lot about culture, but it is absolutely about the people. And everybody knows the Harry Truman quote, "It's amazing what you can accomplish when no one cares who gets the credit." And that's what I believe we have in our building. And again, I just can't stress enough how excited I am to be just a part of it.
Is this win the type of mentality that you bring to the Browns since you've been here?
This thing is about a shared vision. It's not about what Kevin Stefanski wants for the Cleveland Browns. We have a vision of what this is going to look like moving forward, and it's a collective vision.
What did you say to the team during those crucial moments in overtime that made them come through in such a tough situation?
Our players will understand from me that I am going to do everything in my power to put them in position to succeed. And as you play in this NFL, you may have adversity in a series, in a game, in a half, week to week, and we need to tackle that and be a resilient bunch. But it's not going to happen from flipping a switch or me saying something to them just in the moment. You have to start building that mentality, and that's what we'll be about.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Wait, we have a surprise guest. It looks like Gibran is calling into the show. Gibran, are you there?
Yeah, guys, I'm here. Hey, congratulations on the show. The network looks great. We're all proud of you. We're all rooting for you down there. Couldn't have done it without you. Well, actually, I did it all without you, and a lot of it for you. But, you know, you guys are still important. It's okay.
What about Cincere? How's he taking the loss?
Yeah, I don't know about Cincere, man. I worry about him. You know, his psyche, after losing so many games, his psyche can get damaged. And, you know, I sent people to check on him. And you heard about the press conference where he challenged Baker to a game of Madden and said he wasn't leaving. I don't know what to do anymore. You know, I worry about him, but I'm going to still win games, so what can he do?
What do you have to say after the hard-fought victory and the controversy you had to go through to get the win?
Yeah, well, we're just enjoying this win right now. I mean, triple overtime, Madden, you know, they changed the rules on me at the last minute. I really don't believe at that time in the game that they had that overtime rule where if you're leading after the first round of overtime, there's suddenly another overtime. I feel like they've made that accommodation for Cincere. I've been playing a lot of Madden. I've never seen any shit like that in my life, but it's okay. We overcame adversity today, and I'm proud of these guys.
Do you think this Browns team is as dangerous as the Madden 20 Bears team with Reek Bundy?
Man, that's a tough question. Are the Browns going to be as dangerous as the Bears? Well, let's see. The Browns are a young team. They got a great defense. You see Myles Garrett just destroying that offensive line of attack and lock tonight. I don't know. We got to wait till we see some of these updates. And if the Browns lose in real life and they continue to win here, then Cincere's in for a lot of trouble.
Hey, Gibran, we're almost out of time, so we gotta let you go. Thanks for the call.
It's been my pleasure, guys. Thank you.
One last question. Do you think we'll ever hear from Cincere on the GCN Sports Network?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I don't know if Cincere will want to call in. I don't know. He might be scared to call in the GCN. He might think this is like state-run TV where you're only on my side. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if we can get him out here. All right, guys. Have a good one. We're going to enjoy this win. We're going to party. And that's about it. All right.